allopathic medicine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's amazing.
You know, and when Jeb Bush was president, I don't know how this ever happened, but he did this proclamation that said, you know, alternative health practitioners should work hand in hand with medical doctors, there should be no conflict, and blah, 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 blah. And there's this page-long thing that got published and circulated that he signed his name to.
When was
And I
that, when
know
I
a
was in
couple of
Florida?
practitioners who the medical board was after, and their lawyers took
Yeah.
that to the attorney, and the attorney read it, and went, "Oh, okay, sure, I'll drop the case."
He said Jeb, but he's the president.
So that's the Pastoral Medical Association.
So before we run out of time, would each of you mind sharing, like, maybe an example of your most interesting case? That, you know, don't tell any names, you know, we don't want to violate anybody's privacy, but something that you have done that kind of blew your own mind when you were working with a patient. we heard yours already.
Yeah, we
have.
Well, I think
He's
Bill,
got more.
you touched on it, but you can go into a little more detail about, tell about the scoliosis one.
Yeah, no, the guy that
No, I
the
didn't
paralyzed
tell him that
leg,
one. Yeah.
the paralyzed leg, and he treated with microcurrent,
And
and
David, I'm still in the middle of that one. I don't know how that was gonna turn out.
Wow. Okay, Henry?
No, I'm still trying to
Oh, okay.
filter through.
Too many cases?
Yeah.
There's I've been in practice for 42 years, and for those who come to see me, they know, like, my mind is like out there somewhere. It's like, I wonder. And a lot of times I say, wow, look at this. What am I really supposed to do here? Because, you know, as people come to me, a lot of the stuff I do doesn't even look like chiropractic, okay? Because I'm going here, 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 here. And things energetically do weird stuff. It's really kind of interesting. But that being said, I apply a lot of quantum physics in my, because I understand now, it's like, oh, as a man thinketh, so is he. That's a biblical thing, I think. Isn't there somewhere? And there's this whole thing, because there are no incurable diseases, there are only incurable people. And so one day I was in Madison at that time, and I was looking at this person, and the person came in for a neck pump. But I was doing my muscle testing stuff, and I went to her left eye. I said, what's going on with the left eye? She goes, well, I'm blind in this left eye. I said, well, that's interesting. How come? She goes, I got in a fight and knife and stuff. Anyway, so I said, oh, well, that's interesting. So I was muscle testing, and muscle testing said, here, do this here, do this here, do this here, do this here, and then hold that. So I did that, you know, because that's what I do. And that's what, actually, it's not what I do, it's what I don't do. I found out that the more you do, less things happen. The less you do, more things happen. So I think what it was is, by muscle testing, it was kind of entertaining me. So I was just kind of like playing this thing. All of a sudden, she was looking at me, she says, I can see your face. And I said, well, good, and your eyes are open, that's good. And she goes, no, you don't understand. I can see you with my left eye. And I said, oh. So I kept on playing around with what I was supposed to be doing here. And pretty soon she goes, I can see your face clearly. I said, really? And then eventually what it did, as a craniosacral therapist, you probably, maybe you'll understand this thing, I don't know, because all I was doing was just holding her head, and I could just feel things, brain stuff going on and everything. And all of a sudden she says, I can see clearly out of my left eye. And I said, so I pulled out a business card. I says, can you read that? She goes, yeah. She goes, I said, close your right eye. So she goes, and she read the whole dang thing. And she, to this very day, I asked a friend of hers, I said, oh, how's her eye? She goes, she thinks you walk on the wall. And I said, she goes, how did you do that? I said, I don't have a freaking clue. Because it's one of those things that it wasn't me,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
And whatever happened, happened, so, and I think, and I'll finish with this, is that was so dang interesting because it was like, how did that happen? And I found out and I realized the more I kept me in my thought out of the equation, the more whatever, label whatever you want to, seems to work through you and things happen, okay? And that's all I gotta say on that. That's the most interesting case I've ever had.
Cool. Thank you. Henry, you got one?
I got 3.
Okay.
They're fairly quick. I had a woman come see me who'd been living in South Florida for a number of years and moved to Tallahassee, been here for a couple of years. And she was diagnosed with Lyme disease 20 years ago. And she had not been able to sleep longer than 3 hours every night. She had significant pain from head to toe, difficulty thinking. And she had a stack of medical history, and I went through all of what she was doing, looked at all of her supplements, looked at her nutrition, looked at all of that, and took her pulse, and said, okay, all the stuff you're doing is good, but everybody missed 2 things. One is, Lyme is a neurotoxic condition. You can kill every spirochete in the body, and your brain and nervous system will still retain the neurotoxins, and nobody has done anything to detox you of neurotoxins. So I'm going to give you this formula that will bind the neurotoxins and clear them out of your brain and nervous system. And the other thing that everybody else has missed is that your hypothalamus is not stressed and not able to regulate your sympathetic nerve response, and so you're sleeping 3 hours, and then your adrenal medulla is kicking back in and releasing long-acting adrenaline, and so you're stuck in this stress cycle because your hypothalamus is on. So I gave her the adaptogenic herb formula and said, come back and see me in a month. And so she came back and said, I'm sleeping 5 hours. And then she came back 2 weeks ago and said, I'm sleeping 8 hours a night. My pain is gone. I think in another month, I'm going to be able to go back to work again.
Great. That's a great story.
The other quick case is that some of you came to the presentation that Dr. Carrie McCord did. Dr. McCord is a brilliant chiropractor from St. Pete, but also lives in Tallahassee and practices here too. And I've gotten the great good fortune of being able to learn from him and sit in with him. But there's a real simple technique, it's called injury recall technique, in which basically you help the body remember to forget an injury that it had. I had a woman come see me, and she had been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. She'd been in a car wreck. She had injured her back. She had to have back surgery. And then later she was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. I think it was just a stress response, and she had the genetics for it. And so what I did, and the other, I do nutrition, and then the other half of my practice is called neuro response testing program, so I did that. And the first thing you do is help the body to remember to forget every trauma that it's remembering, and release that. And all I did was 10 minutes worth of going through and doing kinesiology testing where she resonated with trauma and clearing that. And after I got done, I said, how do you feel? And she was on opiate medications that were not working for the pain. And she said, I don't have any pain in my body. The pain is all gone. And it's been and I thought, well, the car wreck is probably a pretty strong stimulus. It's probably, in another layer of the brain. She'll come back next month. It'll have come back 2 years. No pain. All I did was like 15 minutes worth of that technique. Took it all. And the other thing is, I had a woman come and she had a stack of medical evaluations, tests, x-rays. She had intractable pain. She would wake up in the morning, she would start having pain in her upper abdomen. It would spread down her body through the rest of to her feet. And she said, you know, by 3 o'clock, I'm got a hot water bottle sitting on my stomach, and I'm doing my computer, and I'm crying the rest of the afternoon because I have so much pain. None of these medications work. And so I started doing the injury recall thing. And so I tested this, and I tested her throat. And I said, you've got some trauma. Some trauma happened here? Yes. This man grabbed me by my throat. So I cleared the trauma, and she started to cry. And she cried for the rest of the hour and said I was raped. And the man raped my daughter. So I said, okay, our hour has ended. I want to see you again today if you can come back in. There's some other things I want to check out. So she came back. Pain was completely gone. She went and she talked to her daughter and basically told her daughter what had happened to her. And her daughter started crying, and they both cried together. Her daughter had been too afraid to live life, was living with her dad in South Florida. She is now back living her life, and the woman's without pain, living her life.
Fantastic, that's fantastic.
Amazing. Well, this has really been huge today. I want to thank you guys so much, all three of you, because I think that each of us has learned something tonight. Probably different for everybody, but you know, it's well worth it. And I want to thank the board and HA for bringing us together and doing what you do. You know, I moved here from Georgia, Atlanta, and there's nothing like this in Atlanta. Nothing where you could go into one place and find a directory that has all the different alternative health care in a city that huge, you would think. And there's nothing.
On the purely physical level, can I encourage everybody to